USA.
Welcome back, guys, to the new episode of mine, and in today's we're going to be talking about my first top 10 action figures for the year 2020. But in that year I did very well in collecting action figures that I said to myself that I was going to get, especially the ones that I had when I was young. So this top 10 is kind of biased, but nonetheless I give unto you number 10, Troll Warriors. I really love this line, it's really fun, and this guy is called Gyrobot. This toy line was released in 1992 by Tyco. I remember this toy, my mother introduced him to me, came home one day from grocery shopping and she bought me like 2 or 3, and I started collecting them, but through the years I lost them. I've never had this one, but I had a few others. But I've also noticed that people mix up the Troll Warriors with battle trolls, and they're fairly different to the Tyco version. The Tyco's got like more 5 points of articulation, where this other toy was released also in 1992 by Hasbro. I think all of them tried to capitalize on the troll phase that was going on around the time, and this guy's only got like 1 point of articulation. But nonetheless, I also collect them both. I really enjoyed them, and I think they're a great line, so that's why it will be number 10 on my list. Number 9. There's only one thing about this toy, because he's green and I've got a sort of like a green screen at the background. I can't really use it because he'll look like this. But anyway, Zondo from the Exchanges. This toy came out in 1986 by Akama Toys. This toy I've seen only once, and I saw one kid that had it long ago, and it was this specific one. No other versions of Exchanges have I ever seen. I think this is the only one I saw. I'm missing his other type of plug-in that looks like his one arm, but it's in silver, or it's a peg leg, I don't know. It's a crazy toy. It's missing its helmet, and I'm glad to have him. Really cool toy, really bizarre. Can't believe I'm holding it in my hands again. Unreal. Let's get to the next figure. Number 8, Hulk Hogan. Yes, this is a WCW toy. This toy came out in year 2000, and if you look under his foot is WCW and Marvel, and if you look at the toy, it looks almost like a superhero. I've never had this toy, I've never seen this toy before. Such a crazy idea. This action figure looks more like a superhero. I just love it. It's so out there and so whack. Number 7. Next is Lasher from Masters of the Universe. He's a member of one of the Snake Men, an evil sect in the He-Man world. This toy came out in 1985. I really love this toy because it's actually the last motu that I had before they all disappeared. This is the last motu that my mom bought me. Yeah, when I saw it, I bought it immediately. And his tongue is still in perfect condition. I know I'm using Ratlaw's staff with him, but you know what? I just bought it for the nostalgia of it, and I just threw it in just because I love it that much. But anyway, let's carry on. Number 6. So this toy really gets me excited. From my earliest memories, I remember I had a Gyrobot, and I spent hours playing on this toy. I mean, this toy came out in 1982 by Tomy, and you could spin it on its head, on its back, on its stomach. It could spin upright, and if you work really hard, you can even spin it on its fist. You get so many different colors. You get pink, you get gold, you get blue, you get green. But I think this is the original one, the red one with the white. Really glad to have it. And this is more like something that I just keep. And I think I just added this just for nostalgia's sake. Number 5, the Sagiya Jumbo from the TMNT, from Playmates Toys 1989. This figure is actually a comic book character that they just introduced into the TMNT. It was created by Stan Sakai. I've got some of his comics, really cool stuff. I don't know, I just have a thing for rabbit action figures. I don't know why. I would like to get every type of rabbit action figure that there is, but this one I bought with my own pocket money when I was young. I worked hard and it took me long to scrape money, and I went to choose an action figure, and it was between him or Casey Jones, and I made my decision. Now I have both of them. Number 4, I find this toy so awesome, man. I love the Predator, and I love the idea that they've brought out so many different types of Predators. This is 20th Century Fox, says on the box, from 2019. I got my first few at Comic Con, but this one I got in Joburg at Smallville. This is an awesome line. I don't know, it's so intricate, and it's the size of a G.I. Joe with all the weapons and different heads. I don't know how they can go into such detail and so small. That's why I love it. I would like to get some more of these. Number 3. Last year I watched a lot of reviews on this toy, and I was always thinking, yeah, I'll never see it in the stores. And when I went to the one comic shop with my buddy Thomas, I found it there, and I could have chosen between the Turtles and some foot soldiers, but I really like Slash, the idea of Slash, and he was a pet of Donatello's, and I just love the storyline. I just hope there's a Binky inside there. I love it. I love the artwork. I love it because it's got history with the game, Turtles in Time. It's just masterpiece. Number 2, Night Thrasher from Marvel Legends. I had a comic long ago when I was very young. I think that one of the first comics I bought when I started collecting comics, and it had this dude in it, and I never saw a comic or him ever since. And then last year when I was just walking around town, I went to one of our toy shops which don't really have any really cool stuff, and I found some Marvel Legends, and they were really cheap. And when I saw this line, I bought the whole line. At that time I wasn't even getting vintage toys, but when I look back and I think of that comic and Carnage and Battletoads at the back of the comic, how everything comes together, that's why this is number 2 on my list. And it's really freaking cool toy. He's got a skateboard and a staff that can open up into 2. Even the skateboard's got like grind marks at the bottom. It's really awesome toy, really cool idea. I love it. This brings back so many memories. That's why it's number 2, baby. And finally, number 1, last but not least, Modulock. 1984, Mattel, Masters of the Universe, member of the Horde. This toy is like my favorite. I got it for Christmas one year when I was very young. Him and Multibot. And little did I know of what I would find out just recently about Mega Beast. I never even knew that ideas existed. But it's crazy, it's beautiful, and I love the toy. I think it's the most weirdest looking things I've ever seen in my life, and it's stuck with me, and I'm glad I got it back. So this is why it's number 1 on my list. Not for rarity or anything like that, just for me and how I feel, and I'm glad that this is number 1. So there we go, my first top 10 action figure list for 2020. It was a great year, it was a hard year, we went through so much problems, we're still going through so much problems, and we're still going to go through so much problems. People are pricks, people will treat you bad, but you know what, you can always come back to a show and come back to the toy dungeon and watch these freaking toys, man. And I started with nothing, all old knockoffs and stuff that wasn't even worth my effort. And through doing the channel and getting deeper and deeper, I bumped into so many different friends and people supporting me. To those that haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, it's for free. Hit that subscribe button, like, leave a comment, hit that notification bell, and I'll get back to you. Till next time, guys. Cheers.